let's go to 1987 for Berserker. Uh,
Yeah.
Summary for this film: six people renting a cabin in the woods of Utah run afoul of a legendary Viking warrior who dons the claws and mouth of a bear with no help in sight. Directed by Jefferson Richard,
There's
written
no
by
hope.
Jefferson Richard, Joseph Kaufman, and Hennig Schellerup. Uh, this movie features the always wonderful Buck Flower. Every time I see him, it's a good.
Yeah.
You always like seeing him. It's like an old friend.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's playing one of the weirdest characters I've ever seen him do. You don't get to
Yeah.
see him do an accent very often. But the other notable actor in this is Bart the Bear, who followed this film up with the hilarious Great Outdoors.
Oh
He is
yeah.
the bear in the Great Outdoors.
Nice.
That made me love this movie just a little bit more. Because that is my best. That's my favorite bear performance when he's jumping on John Candy.
Oh my god. I love that
Yeah.
movie so much.
But I liked this movie right from the beginning. The old couple at the beginning, the schlocky bear attack. They make all these killings seem like a bear attack. They even show you a bear. It's a red bearing, as John said.
Yeah, he's a red
uh,
bearing.
uh, but it immediately jumps to this group of these 80s teens, and they are like, I love all these characters. They're so great. It's like the
Yeah.
perfect 80s teen. I don't, they're not teens, they're like 20s or whatever.
Right.
But you got some great dollar store 80s rock happening through this whole movie. I looked up the guy that wrote it. His name's Chuck Francoeur. He's done a lot of music and it all sounds like this. So if you want to have a good time,
Nice.
check him
Sweet.
out.
Sweet.
John Goff is also in this movie. He plays Officer Hill. I thought he did an amazing job. I haven't seen much of his stuff aside from he's in Alligator, and I've seen that, but I don't remember him at all. And he's in Skeeter, and I've seen that, but I barely remember both those. He's also in Tammy and the T Rex, which I've almost clicked on more times than I care to admit. It just seems like my kind of bullshit. But yeah, there's this whole montage that happens to this song "Cool Dude." And it is
Cool dude.
it's amazing. These guys are like shirtless, pouring beers on each other.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I've never
It's a
been to
beer
any
commercial.
part. Have you ever been to a party in your life where that something like that happened?
I don't think so.
Two guys pour beers on each other and then wrestle each other in their jean
No.
shorts. Okay,
No.
I don't know if it happened in the '80s or not, but
I've seen
They're
girls.
cool
do it,
dudes.
yeah, cool dude.
They're just cool dudes.
Yeah. I think this movie may have been sponsored by Miller Lite. It's the
Gotta
only
get
beer
that
you
budget.
see, and I love the way
That
that
budget
this
somehow.
movie is 1987. Is that what I said? Yeah,
Mhm.
and the Miller Lite cans look the same, like they've never
Nice.
changed. Uh, I don't think I can mention the music enough, though. It's just great, cheesy hard rock. I love the part when the main douchebag is in the cabin and he's like smoking a joint and he pops a tape in and this couple's on the floor trying to sleep and he just blasts this shit.
Hey man, turn it off!
I don't know why anybody would act like that. It made me laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
So funny.
These characters, it's like they're wanting you to hate them, but I liked them. Like the douchey bullshit the one guy does, where he's like getting up in Buck Flower's face and stuff. I thought it was funny to me. Like, it does take way too long before you get a good kill. it's like 40 minutes in, and when you get it, it's not just a kill, it's also a sex scene where
Oh
this
yeah.
this guy isn't, he's like actively not trying to grab a boob. He's like in the middle of her chest, like grazing it with his hand, trying to be very respectful, I guess, but it's transitioning back and forth. It's really
Oh my
long.
God.
And yeah, you know.
I think the director didn't want him to cover up her boob with his hand. You know, it's like, they gotta show him.
Yeah, do the thing you would not do. Yeah, I think the kills are really comical. I don't think it's on purpose, though. I really think they're trying to sneak this Viking in on you, and I don't know why they would do that. I don't know why they wouldn't do one or the other, because everything else works in the movie, I think, except for their decision to not pick either a bear or a Viking. If you're gonna have a Viking, that guy looks badass. He could have been in this whole movie slashing it up. Lean into it. You know, he give him a boat even if you want to. You know, like really do it up. But instead of, they tried to, you know, use the bear, and they probably spent way too much money on that bear when they could have put it into Viking shit, or the other way. They could have not had the Viking, just bear attacks. I just think it would have worked better. You know,
I'm gonna buy the rights to this film and remake it.
There you go. $10.
I think the best scene in the movie is when the bear fight happens. The Viking fights the bear. This is when you realize, oh, it's the Viking the whole time. The bear's actually good somehow.
He's a good bear.
But this guy's off to the side just cheering this bear on. Yeah, go bear.
Oh
Come
my
on,
God.
bear. So,
that was the douche, right?
Yeah, he's like pumping his fist.
Oh my God, it's so awesome.
I know. I would have just taken an opportunity to run myself. I mean, like,
yeah.
Okay,
Well, wasn't his leg messed up or something?
Yeah, he was messed up at the time.
Yeah, he couldn't go anywhere really.
Yeah.
But I think this movie
could have hobbled a log or something.
Yeah, drag his ass. I think this is a 6. It's a fun time. The mistakes were made. Let's be honest. There were some mistakes.
Yeah.
But the overall idea is original for the slasher genre, especially at this time where like they were kind of probably running out of ideas in '87, and slashers were dime a dozen. This one stands out, I think. You definitely remember it for sure.
Yeah, Berserker. So funny enough, I randomly checked this out on Tubi like a month or so ago. Just randomly out of the blue. Maybe it was sooner than that. I don't remember. But it was like so weird. It was just so weird. And then we picked it for this month, and I just thought it was funny. And then I watched it again, and I enjoyed it so much more. And then also one thing that I obviously Buckflower. I mean, I love that dude. He's so good. He just adds to whatever he's in. And he had a good rapport with John Goff because they've acted together in like a bunch of stuff.
It was all improvised.
Yeah. Yeah. And John Goff was also in The Fog. Mm-hmm. He was the boat captain where he's Al. He's like, hey, come look at this fog bank. You know, he's the one that gets stabbed through the chest.
I haven't seen The Fog in a long time. So.
Oh, really? I love it.
That was a creepy.
I watch it quite often. I like it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was 16. That's quite
wow.
The remake.
Yeah. A remake, whatever. It was all right, but you know, the original's bad. It was if standalone movie, whatever, but you know, no, it's not going to win any awards. Anyways. Yeah, I like this. So if I understand correctly, the Nordic invaders come here with their fucking berserkers, right? Mm-hmm. And they just feed it a bunch of cocaine and let it go nuts. Is that what? Like, I thought I heard them. Like, I thought I heard in the
They said drugs, but I don't know if it was cocaine.
I was like, it had to have been something. They weren't injecting steroids.
Yeah,
just cutting them open and rubbing the steroids in the fucking arm. It's like, go boy, go. Yeah. You know, like, so it's I called it the Incredible Werehulk. That's what I called him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the bear. I thought the bear wrestling scene was cute because it was like you knew he wasn't gonna hurt this guy. Like it was so funny. It looked playful to me. Um, the mask got on my nerves though. That bear,
Yeah,
it just was because you know what? Maybe it was because it had that strip, the
yeah.
strap going like a fucking hockey
You
mask
know what
down the
bothered me
middle of
about
his
it?
face.
What bothered me about it was that they acted as though he was using that to bite people with, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
just logistically, that ain't gonna happen. I thought that it kind of looked cool, but also, uh, you don't see it much. So,
that's true. Yeah, I read that dude showed up to the audition, ripped his shirt off, and yelled and got the part. Apparently, like that's what IMDb
I'd like to
said.
know more about what his story is because I think he only has like 2 credits on there or something. Like, I want to know what he was doing before that, what made him want to do it, and then what he did after that. And is he alive? Like these people, you can't find them. I've done some research on trying to find some of these people. I just couldn't find nothing
Oh,
on Steam.
really? Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't want to be found. Yeah, because like was who was the main who was the douchebag? Josh? Was he
yeah.
Josh?
Josh Winter.
Winter. Yeah. Does he look at my lips? Not the Winter. I love that was a fun scene.
Yeah.
That was
See
a
that coming every year.
oh man, that guy. You know, he didn't hit that level of douchebag. He didn't hit that like Revenge of the Nerds Stan Gable level of douchebaggery that he could have. He had
Right.
some pretty good redeeming qualities. Yeah, he was a douche, but it wasn't believable. It's like, and then he's like, I always give you shit because you're smarter than I am. I was like, wow, you sensitive fuck. Look at you. Look at you. All right. You got feelings. We're good for you, man. Good for you. And he lives.
Yeah.
He's left for dead and he lives. They're like, what about Josh? He's like, oh, he's all right. And then credits. Like it was so funny. It was super funny. Sorry, I got a text. I wanted to make sure it wasn't my wife saying, shut the fuck up. Scarlett's down here. But so the music, that opening song, I swear to God, it was saying King 8, like the number 8, or King Ace, like they were gambling. It was King H.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
I know.
They're talking
I
about
had saw
gambling and
that.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that the songs really had much to do with anything that was.
Oh no!
I
They
mean,
were like,
Cool
hey,
Dude is definitely. I
for a
think they
beer
did.
commercial.
I think the song existed before the segment, and they're like, yeah, let's do a Cool Dude segment because they already had the dude on board for. This is the guy from Cool Dude? Yeah. We'll just do a segment then with the beer and we'll get the 3-wheeler out. This is when they didn't know those things were death traps.
Yeah, this was a fun movie, man. It was creative. George Buckflower. Yeah, he adds to everything, whether he's a bad guy, good guy, whatever. Rarely do I see him as a nice guy. I'm sure he has
No,
been, but
he's
I
usually a
really,
little sleazy. I think my favorite role he's ever been in is the Wishmaster role. I love that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I love how much interaction he has. He's like the fucking sidekick, right? Like for a little bit, for a minute.
A little bit.
Yeah, and he has Reggie Bannister killed. Is that right? Yeah. Reggie's the pharmacist. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
does Angus Scrimm do like the intro for that movie?
Yeah. He read the intro. The gin, and then so it was a little bit of a Phantasm reunion there. But this was a good thing. I loved how I don't remember her name, but I just call her the not quite Linda Hamilton but hotter chick.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
she's about to take it all off, and she's like, "Nah." I love that. Was a fun gag. I was
But
like,
you see that you see
that
all
was
that
fun.
you see all that later.
Oh yeah, you get it later, but she's not gonna like. She's gonna make
She's
it
the
work
one
for
that's
it.
in that.
It's
She's
making
the
you
one
sweat that nudity.
She's the one that's in that back and forth scene later on,
Mhm.
with the first kill. Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird, but whatever.
It was
The 80s, am I right?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
wonder if that whole thing was something the director had in mind, or if it was an editing choice, or if the director told the editor, "This is what I want to do," or I don't
I
know.
want to juxtapose the sex with the violence all at once.
Since this is the first time for both, we're gonna hit them all at once with it.
We're just gonna assault their senses.
I just thought it stood out because I've never
Sex and
seen that.
violence.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen before, where it's like that cut back and forth like that.
Oh, not that quick, but I've seen it like cut between a sex scene and a kill scene though.
Yeah.
But not
back and
hyper
forth
quick like that. Sometimes like the girl reaches, that orgasm, that loudest orgasm ever, and then someone else is getting stabbed as like the crescendo of both things.
Yeah. All I can think about.
I can't remember all the movies.
I guess the reason why it stands out is throughout the rest of the movie, before it and after it, there's no editing like that. It's
right.
Very straightforward.
It was made for that scene alone.
And it's like, was that like the editor going, "This is my time to shine," or was it, the director's choice? I just wonder where that vision came from, because it's a bizarre one.
Right. But I ended up giving it a 7 out of 10. That was fun. There's a lot to like about it, and it's good for like if you're like, hey, let's watch a bad movie. Yeah. Let's check this out. It's fun.
Rob?
I give it a solid 8. So for comedy factor alone, because it's a movie that's absolutely hilarious from start to finish. I mean, and the gore effects, it's like the gore effects were okay. I think they spent most of the budget on the bear scene, because that bear wrangler must have been really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just cracking up throughout the entire movie. The characters are hilarious, especially the Josh guy. He's supposed to be this big douchebag. Then at the end, he's kind of the hero. And he's really super mean to that dude at the beginning. You're like, oh man, what an asshole. Then he turns out to be not so bad later.
Yeah.
The poor blonde chick that tried to get away. I forget her name. But she almost gets away at first, because she's like lost in the woods, and they find her. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll just go that way." And she's like, "Okay." She gets lost again, runs to that chick, and ends up getting killed, almost getting killed, because there's two of them there. She's still alive. She's all scratched up. And then next thing you know, the guy comes back and kills her. Yeah, he kills everybody. With his bare hands. Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing that
Golden Chris.
I think one of the weirdest things about this movie is when John Goff, is that his name? The cop?
The cop? Yeah.
Yeah, he pulls over the kids, and like he sees them throw a beer can out of the car, and then he sees them drop a bag of weed on the floor. And he just fucking lets him go. I'm like, I've never fucking ever had anything. I've had experience with police many times, and that shit would result in you getting your car fucking tossed. They would look through all your shit. They would throw it all over the place. They would they would charge you with operating motor vehicle under the, they would get you for so much shit. Like literally.
Yeah, but he saw it. He just wanted to fuck with him. Yeah, I know he saw it.
There are cops like that.
No.
Like, just
depends on where you live.
Yeah, I don't know. I live pretty much in the sticks, and they're pretty asshole around here. So, yeah.